game. You don't want to look back and have regrets. We called timeout, so we got a good play in. They did a heck of a job, and Jalen made a heck of a catch. Baker made a heck of a throw.
Is that a decision you make completely on your own, or does Baker come to you? Does Liam come to you? How did it come about?
Oh, I made it.
And they didn't have to argue? You were on board with it?
They want to go for 4th and 30.
For you, though, I mean, your instincts as a coach are fairly conservative in situations. Was it rewarding to see a bold move pay off the way it did?
I don't know if they're fairly conservative in that situation. Haven't really been in it too many times, but just trying to win the ball game, understanding how our offense was playing, and understanding what we had to do to win the ball game. It was a calculated risk.
Not a lot has already been said about this year's rookie class, but just to see the progression week by week and then see some new characters pop up like Devin Hall, like Jalen has had over the past couple of weeks. What is there left to be said about this year's rookie class? What continues to impress you?
They just have to keep growing mentally. They learned a lot the first half of the season. You know, that was really their training camp. And for them to be put in situational football in the second half of the season and make plays and come up big off of the things they learned in the first half says a lot about their study habits.
You know your opponent now. It's going to be Washington. You beat them in week 1. How much different are they? How much better is Jaden Daniels? What are you going to face on Sunday night?
That was his first time starting the first game. They're a lot different. They're a lot better all the way around. You know, we're a different team and they're a different team, so it'll be a tough ball game. He can beat you a ton of ways, from the pocket, out of the pocket, with his legs, with his arm. They got a lot of characters around them that can really play ball, so it's going to be a tough game.
Your defense, it's kind of been a theme in these last 7 games for the season, but you're second in the NFL in second half points allowed, but 30th in first half points allowed. What do you think is, if there's any one thing, that causes the trouble early, but also the adjustments and the change and the improvement in the second half?
It's not a whole lot of adjustments. I mean, there are things we talk about. We just play more aggressive in the second half once they see things. I don't know why that is. We keep trying to start out that way, and we talk about it. We know that's happening. We know what's going to happen, and a lot of different parts with the different guys playing, but we just got to play that way for 4 quarters, and they're capable of it.
A dynamic role between the 2 running backs during the year was a job share for a while, and obviously you've leaned more on Bucky. To have Rashad only play 18 snaps and have no touches, is that just riding the hot hand and trusting Bucky more in those situations yesterday?
We got to get him more touches. You know, the kind of way the game went in the first half, I thought the defense stayed on the field too long, didn't give them too many opportunities. The second half, I think we were trying to press some things backed up and make some plays in the passing game, but we got to get him more touches for sure.
Baker's always been willing to do what it takes to win. You're kind of in a win-and-get-in situation, but I think that was a career record for him anyway, but his ability to run, but not just run, but to make big plays, so it's just another dynamic he has when everything's just on the line now.
He's one of them quarterbacks that have that mentality in his head that he do whatever it takes to win. He has a good knack for seeing where the rush is and when the pocket's open for him to run and get through. And he made some big scrambles for us, especially in the second half, that kept some drives alive, especially when we were backed up. So he was like that in college. He was like that in high school. He's like that now. He wants to win, whether he's playing street ball or whether he's in the playoff game. He's determined to win. He'll do whatever it takes to win. And a lot of guys have developed that mentality because of him, and we really like that.
Penalties were a bit of a problem yesterday. You had 12 penalties for 90 yards. Going into the playoffs, how do you kind of make sure that they've cropped up a little bit recently? How do you make sure that you tighten down on that and play more team football?
Just make sure we're fundamentally sound and we have good body position. Everybody's executing at a high level. We know we can't win many games like that.
Baker said afterwards that this team just wanted to get in to see what they could do from there on out. Does that have to be the mentality when you enter a playoff?
Yeah, anything can happen. I mean, we've played everybody almost that's in the playoffs right now, so we just got to take care of ourselves and do the little things right, be ready to play on Sunday.
As impressive as the catch was Jalen made for the touchdown, Baker ducks out of pressure. And can you talk about the throw that he makes there in that situation, the arm strength it took to do that?
It was a heck of a throw, not just the arm strength, but the accuracy in which he put the ball there. So if Jalen didn't get it, nobody got it. And if it had been any higher or lobbed any softer, the DB would have made it or it would have went out of bounds, but it was a heck of a throw. heck of a dime put on the spot. Jalen makes a heck of a catch and gets his toes down. Unbelievable.
Not to look ahead at all, but I mean, Sunday against Washington is a team you faced this year. If the seeds held, you could have nothing but teams you faced in the regular season and the playoffs. As a coach, do you like the familiarity of that, of having game tape of how they handled you and how you handled them to use as a starting point in prep?
Not really. In the playoffs, it doesn't matter. In order to get to where you want to go, you got to face them all anyway. Whether you played them or didn't play them, they're all good teams in the playoffs. We think we're a good team as well, so we'll take whatever comes in front of us.
Think, I mean, going in, you know, everybody says this in training camp, the ceiling, you know, we should be playing for a Super Bowl. But given the injuries, given everything that happened this year, the fast start and then, you know, the drop off there, was there much more you thought you could get out of this team than 10 wins and another title? I mean, it feels like they had a lot of obstacles that they overcame.
There were a lot of obstacles, but at the same time, you know, the games we lost were self-inflicted. Even with the injured guys playing, we felt like we were in those ball games. So there was a lot of hope and a lot of promise that way. And we felt like if we can come out of the second half of the season and correct those little things, we have a shot to win a bunch of ball games. And we won 6 out of 7. Credit to the guys for believing and buying in and working on themselves for us to be a better team.
In terms of in-game injuries yesterday, it looked like Diaby might have dislocated a finger or something like that.
No, he should be fine.
What would it, I mean, you obviously lost Whitehead, but if you were able to get Dean, if you were able to get Antoine back, how much better will your secondary be, and will those guys be, you know, well enough obviously to play, but will they be factors, you think, in the game?
Hopefully they can be if they come back. We'd like to see them healthy. You know, the bad part about it is when we gain 2, we usually lose 2. So I hope that's not the case, and we can get everybody back at the same time and just have them all healthy.
And right now, in terms of just guys being in play for Sunday, Whitehead's probably the only guy that wouldn't be in play right now.
At this time, yes.
I guess Kancey won the sack battle. I mean, he got, you know, for him to come up with miss as much time as he did early in the season. What do you see in the growth with him in terms of his pass rush, especially?
Just him understanding how they're trying to block him and understanding when he can use his quickness and when he can go up and under and stay on the block. But he's playing that with such a high level of confidence right now and speed and playing very fast. There's nothing he doesn't think he can do, and we believe it.
It seemed like you missed tackles early in the game. Is that the reason you think they were able to stay on the field as much? And there's been some of that in the first half of games. How do you continue to emphasize, you know, getting guys on the ground?
We missed quite a few tackles start of the game, even in the middle of the game. Some of the small plays that should have went for minimum yardage, but we started wrapping up and kept our head up in the second half and kind of calmed down and played a normal game.
You mentioned winning 6 out of 7 and the guys keeping faith and belief and all that. Is that a hard thing to pull off when a team is 4-6 to have the players still believe that they have that kind of run in them?
No, it's not hard to pull off, especially understanding how we lost. You know, if you understand how you lose, then you can fix your own problems, and you know why you lose. That kind of helps. And we got a bunch of character guys on this team, and in that locker room right there, and a bunch of leaders that lead those guys. So the character and the effort is never a problem. So we just correct the little things and we move on. Nobody has thin skin, and everybody wants to be coached, and everybody coaches, and everybody plays.
It's such a focal point of any football team in the NFL, especially. I know you had sort of a background with Baker, you know, studying him through the draft or whatever. But how much does that filter down to the rest of the club? You know, when things are going well, when they're going really well, just the fight during the game. How much of that is sort of the personality of the team in some respects?
I mean, it's huge. We got a lot of fight. And when Baker shows that on the field and he's the leader, when he's doing the little things like diving for fumbles and trying to block down the field and doing those type of things, everybody else looks at it like, why not? Why can't we do our part? So it kind of buys in, and the relationship we've had for a couple years now has been outstanding. Love having him around here. Love doing everything he's doing. Love the way he handles the team. Everybody's bought in, and, you know, we're all in the same boat.
Good Morning Football gave you a game ball. It was ostensibly because not only did you get Mike the record, but the risk you took to get Mike the record. Was the heart beating a little fast in that situation for you, knowing that what was all at stake there?
No, I was just hoping it was complete, and, you know, I think Mike owes me $1 million.